They all said I wouldn't make it. They said the weight was too heavy, the storms too violent, the darkness too endless. One by one, I watched them fall, not because they were weak, but because life showed no mercy. And yet, I'm still here. I wasn't the strongest. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the one everyone bet on. But I refused to bow. I refused to break. I refused to surrender to the chaos that swallowed so many around me. Pain knocked. Fear whispered. Loss clawed at me. But every time I fell, I got back up. Not because I had to, but because something inside me refused to stay down. I am the last one standing. Not because life spared me, but because I met every storm head on. I stood in the fire and learned not to burn. I stood in the flood and learned to swim. I stood in the silence and learned to listen. Every scar, every wound, every broken piece of me wasn't a sign of defeat. It was proof that I had survived. You see, strength isn't built in comfort. It isn't forged in easy days or soft nights. It is carved from struggle. It is hammered by loss. It is sharpened by pain. I lost everything once. People I loved. Dreams I believed in. Parts of myself I thought I could never live without. And yet, here I am. Being the last one standing is not about pride. It's not about proving anyone wrong. It's about proving to myself that no matter what came against me, I was unbreakable. The nights I wanted to quit, I whispered to myself, one more step. The mornings I woke with nothing left, I told myself, one more fight. And somewhere between the battles and the scars, I became something I never thought I'd be. Unstoppable. Now when I look around, I see the ruins of the storms I've walked through. I see the ghosts of who I used to be. I see the pieces of the life that tried to bury me. But I also see this. I am still here, breathing, fighting, living, and that is everything. I am the last one standing because I refused to stay down, because I turned my pain into armor, because I turned my fear into fire. And now, when the world looks at me, it doesn't just see someone who survived. It sees someone who refused to die inside. To those who doubt themselves, to those who feel like they've been knocked down too many times, listen closely. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep getting up. Because the difference between the broken and the unbreakable is simple. One stayed down. The other rose again. I am the last one standing. Not because I never fell, but because I always rose. Because I faced the storms and became one. Because I faced the fire and walked out carrying flames. Because I faced the end and made it my beginning. So here I stand, scarred but not shattered, tired but not defeated, alone but never afraid. And if life tries again to break me, it will learn the same lesson it always has. You cannot break what refuses to bow. I am the last one standing, and I will be until the very end.